We are so glad that you can join us today. This program is a celebration of learning and growth and the joy of our holiday season. Our students have spent many weeks practicing songs and building confidence to stand up here and perform in front of all of you today. Along the way, they've also learned really important lessons about cooperation, responsibility, and doing their best. I would like to take a minute and thank our music teacher, Mrs. Parr. She has worked so hard to bring this together. And also, of course, all of our classroom teachers, our staff, Ms. Makia, thank you so much for all of the time and dedication it takes to hold us together. We also want to thank all of you. Thank you so much for being here, for your support, for being part of our community. We appreciate it more than you know. So just briefly, at the end of the program, I know that many of you will be signing out your children to take them home with you. I'm going to stand back up here at the end and give directions on how that will look because it is different this year. So sit tight. After Mrs. Carr talks, I'll come and give you some more directions on what to do next. Okay, so without further ado, can we please give a warm round of applause to our students as they begin.
It started to snow, and the bear, very young, caught 2 or 3 flakes on the tip of his tongue. The coming of snow could only mean one thing. It meant that the bear had to sleep until spring. Down the hill, which was steep, past tall bluffs which were steeper, he tracked on the path past a lake, sandy shore, and at last found a cave with a rough stone for a floor. At the mouth of the cave, Bear noticed a tree. It struggled to grow and all other to be, and the view of the bear got from the mouth of the cave at that tree looked quite small but also quite brave. As he rested his head on his fuzzy soft paw, the brave little tree was laughing he saw. And then his eyes closed, and on the rough stone he drifted asleep, all alone. On the floor of the forest, the snow rose The bear followed the sound, but it stayed very faint, and was lost by and by. In a crow's harsh complaint, the crow cawed and cawed, and his caw seemed to say he needed some help finding food right away. In all those deep woods, there was no one to hear except Dan Bear, and to him it was clear he'd have to hike home and then search high and low for some sort of food for a shivering crow. Homeward he trudged with the snow to his knee, and returned with some honey, a comb from the bees. The crow pecked out his fill of that treat from the bear. Then he spread his black wings and he took to the air. He followed the bear while the moon hid his face, and the stars twinkled cold in the back of his face.
The pheasant had chicks, and the chicks pressed her fleas. They said to the bear they were scared they would freeze, and after the bear with the frightened birds know they should follow the tracks that he made through the snow. Which the insulator did on the chance of the night, with his help from the place to be safe through the night. On the bear tracks till he saw, through the snow, a land or a burrow, all up by the glow. Icicle hung from its top track of bird. Its sides had a space that was open for life. Oh, let's just come inside that wonderful sun. After all his trekking, its source has been found. He crept to the light without making a noise, and the glowing of the light were two girls and two boys. And the pealing from great came the mysterious words, the sound to the bear and the music of birds. He stood, his eyes grew more wide, for there was a wonderful glowing inside. A glow passed from faces, a glow passed from eyes, but a glow most of all from a wonderful tree that the beasts of the doors were astonished to see. The tree dripped so much and shining as dew, with the lights meant down on the animal life. The last sounds of the night faded off with the children inside were led slowly from sight out of the doors. The police stared as last others fell. They thought, but they couldn't tell what the meaning could be of the music, the lights, and the gladness inside of the darkest of nights. But a spark had deep inside them gave off that same glow as they made their way back through the drifts of the deep snow. The band broke its trail and made it so wide, the music was giving the birds all a ride, could quickly and easily follow along as the birds on his back stung the improvised song, which was only caw-caw and really tweet-tweet. But it was shared, and sharing grew more and more sweet.
I just want to add real quick that this is a sing-along, so we're going to do Jingle Bells, and we would really like it if you would sing with us.
sent down a bright beam that touches the tree branches and made them all gleam. Almost as if in the dark of the night the tree had been graced by a magical light. And the bear in the new tracks knows the light never ends. Its knowledge he shares with wide loving friends. For each vine, though he roams from the others apart, carries with him inside him that glow of his heart. The end.
Hello, so my name is Mrs. Carr, and I have just the absolute joy of getting to work with your students this year. And so before we leave, I wanted to say a huge thank you to all of these students who have put in lots of work. We started learning these songs back in November, so they've been putting a lot of work in to get this ready for you guys. But I also want to thank all of our parents who are showing up for music in our schools and supporting them through these endeavors. We have had quite a bit of sickness, so we have 3 students up here that were narrating that were not in the program, and I want to make sure that they get some recognition as well. So, Zachary Roach filled in for Jade. Juliana Jane filled in for Anna, and we have Riley Harrison as well. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Maya for dismissal directions.